Yes, Gerald said tremulously, inching back away from the tub. He could barely breathe. Very clearly, as though emerging from a mist, the shape of a human figure was forming in the water. The creature's head rested against the back with its arms on the sides. Its legs were too long for the tub and were bent at the knees. And it was thoroughly, completely, amazingly green. Water poured down on the creature's feet. Finally, long, thin fingers capped by sharp fingernails reached toward the faucet and turned off the hot water. "Hi," the creature said calmly. Gerald screamed and fled with his brother not far behind. "Dad." The creature shrugged and squirmed a moment to find a more comfortable position in the hard ceramic tub. "Ah," it said with a contented sigh, "this is heaven." "Can't you please be quiet?" Connie called in anguish. Her voice was clogged with mucus. And she coughed. "Boys," McKinley said sternly, looking up from his paperwork as his son stood panting beside him. "Your mother is very sick, just be quiet." "Dad," Gerald whispered in a terrified voice. "You've got to look inside the bathroom." "Not now," McKinley said. "I have work to do. April 15 is little more than a week away. If I don't get these returns done, I'll lose my clients." "Brian," Connie yelled hoarsely. "Your mother needs to sleep," McKinley continued. He ran down the hallway past the closed bathroom door and poked his head into her bedroom. "Sorry, dear," he said. "The boys just got a little rambunctious. I made them stay quiet when you were sick." Connie reminded him. Fiercely, "Yes, dear." He stepped back. The two boys had followed him. He finally put a finger to his lips. "Boys, please, play quietly." He then returned to his paperwork, not giving the bathroom a second glance. Gerald watched him. "Dad," he murmured, anxiously. "You are such a wimp," Bradley told him. "Then you go in there," Gerald told him. "I've got a science fair project to do," Bradley announced archly. He hurried to his bedroom to call Jennifer again. Gerald looked around. The bathroom door had no keyhole. Slowly, he touched the knob. It was cool. He turned it slightly. The door creaked as it always did. He peeked inside. The green man was still there. The creature turned and gave a slight wave and a wink. Gerald shut the door quickly and loudly. "Quiet," Connie demanded. For a moment, Gerald stood open-mouthed, not sure what to do, then tiptoed away. There was no point in being concerned. No one else apparently was. Besides, there was the master bathroom in his brother's bedroom that was linked to his parents' room. On the other hand, the appearance of the strange being was too good to keep secret. Jennifer and her brother, Steve, came over a little while later. Bradley happily settled down in the living room to think of a science project and study her. Steve joined Gerald in his back bedroom. "Green," he said incredulously. "Maybe he's wearing a costume. It isn't Halloween, but he could be dressed up for something else." "I don't think so," Gerald decided. "He's just green, want to see." "Sure," Steve said, albeit a bit hesitantly. They tiptoed to the door. Gerald opened it slowly. "Hello," the green man said with a smile. He waved a green hand at them. Steve shut the door quickly. "Wow," he said. "Horns and tail too, what is it?" "I don't know," Gerald admitted. "He's cool though, isn't he?" Steve screwed up his lips. "I don't know," he said. "I've never seen a green man before. I'll ask my mom." He went into the kitchen to use the phone. Gerald tagged along. "Really?" Steve said into the receiver. "Green? Yes, horns. He looks like that picture you have in your Bible." The doorbell rang within minutes, after the two boys had returned to the bathroom. "Brian," Connie called. "Coming," McKinley replied. He hurried to the bedroom. The doorbell rang again, insistently. He was caught between answering his wife or the door. Connie took care of the problem. "The door," she said. "Can't you hear the doorbell ringing?" "I'm never going to get any work done," McKinley muttered. He walked rapidly to the door. Mrs. Cosgrove stood there. McKinley only knew her slightly, mostly because of her two children. Steve was over the house all the time, and Bradley was smitten with Jennifer. The mother was a thick-set woman with short, light brown hair and a down-turned mouth. With small, dark eyes and a perpetual scowl, she looked invariably angry, none more so than at this moment. She had been upset when he planted his garden, objecting to his choice of beach daisies, upset he left his palm trees untrimmed, upset he didn't control weeds with herbicides. McKinley was sure, however, that the garden was not upsetting her now. She didn't say anything but stared up at McKinley. He tried to smile. She clearly was not in a pleasant mood. Although he wasn't sure what the problem might. Hello, he started. She brushed by him. Steve, she yelled. Jennifer, she stood in the foyer and glanced around. Where are they? She demanded. What have you done to them? McKinley blinked. Mrs. Cosgrove's face was reddening rapidly. Her fists were clenched, her lips pursed tightly. She glared around, almost avoiding looking at him but rather through him. Please, Connie almost whimpered. Steve, Mrs. Cosgrove bellowed. She started down the hallway to the right and almost ran into her son coming from the bedroom. She grabbed his arm. We are getting out of this hellhole, she thundered. Oh, Steve bawled as his mother held him firmly. Jennifer emerged from the living room. Mom. Run, Jennifer, Mrs. Cosgrove said. Run. Jennifer stood paralyzed, her jaw open, staring. Mrs. Cosgrove, McKinley tried. You fiend, she screamed at him. I might have known green men. Brian, Connie moaned, sounding almost in tears. Mrs. Cosgrove, McKinley tried soothingly, my wife is ill, do. You're all sick, Mrs. Cosgrove shrieked at him. All of you, Jennifer, move. My book, Jennifer mumbled.